COVID cases yesterday, so it's gone up a bit from yesterday. Only 4 states recorded new cases, with Lagos having the second highest number, 11 cases. Abuja was first. We also had Enugu and Oyo there. But my guys, COVID is not over. I'm sure you've heard by now that the government has renewed the restrictions that were just about to expire. So please don't stop taking your precautions. Limit your movement. When you must go out to work, to buy essentials, wear a mask, keep your distance from people, and wash and sanitize your hands as frequently as possible. No, there's no fresh lockdown. It's the same restrictions that were in place before that are still in place. They didn't lift them, they've just extended it. That's what's happened. 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong. Thank you to all of you for tuning in to Hard Facts every single day. I've got a great show for you today, starting with the big three, as always. Let's talk about the attempt to rob Ibrahim Gambari. Then let's talk about Lagos State government's new plans for last mile buses, estate gates, and resident ID cards. And then let's talk about Paul Adefarasin's advice for Plan B. I'm sure you've seen that video by now. Remember, you can talk to us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. You can also watch us on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. I recommend you watch us on Facebook because I'm going to be playing some things for you today as we talk. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube is also available. YouTube is Nigeria Info FM. Chukwudi Ezugu will possibly be visiting one community today at 4 p.m. Then on the big hard fact, we will talk about the federal government's new deal with Microsoft. I recommend you listen to that conversation. I told you last week that they are rolling out a program for digital skills training, broadband internet, a bunch of other tech interventions. Today, we're going to be hearing from the government. Ife Adebayo is joining me. He's the SSA to the Vice President on Innovation. News updates will come your way at the top of every hour, as always. If you want to win on just a minute, you need to listen to every single thing I say on the show. That's how you get the answers to all the questions that I could ask. I'm that kind of lecturer. I'm so nice. I'm so cool, I swear. I'm like the coolest lecturer ever. With that said, Lagos, let's get started with the big three. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the big three.
The big three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
What does the robbery attempt on the chief of staff near the presidential villa say about security? Can last mile buses replace Okada and Kekes effectively? And should Adefarasin have called for a plan B? Do you have a plan B? Those are the big three, Lagos. Let's talk. Our first story is the robbery attempt on the home of the president's chief of staff, Ibrahim Gambari. Garba Shehu, the president's media aide, confirmed the attack in a tweet. He said, quote, "The chief of staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, has confirmed that there was a foolish attempt to burgle his residence at 3 a.m. this morning, but it turned out to be unsuccessful. Professor Gambari, whose house is on a street next to the villa, has assured that there is nothing to worry about from the incident. The police in a related development is searching for a suspected burglar who unsuccessfully attempted to break into the house of Maikano Abdullahi on Thursday last week. Maikano lives on the same street with the chief of staff, close to the villa," end quote. Now, right before Garba Shehu's tweets, People's Gazette, an online newspaper, had broken the story. They claimed that the robberies both took place on Sunday the 9th and that the robberies were actually successful. Now, after People's Gazette tweeted a link to their story, the president's personal assistant on new media called it fake news. That's Bashir Ahmed. So when Garba Shehu now came out to confirm the robbery, a lot of Nigerians started asking why Ahmed was denying it in the first place. Well, leaving aside the argument over the details, the bottom line is that robbers struck the houses of two government officials, and both houses are at least next to the villa, the most fortified place in the country, apart from military bases. the place where the president lives and works, the nerve center of the federal executive. So the question becomes, how did they get there? How were they able to get away? Should this be considered an isolated freak incident or as a sign of a bigger security problem, even in the heart of Three Arms Zone? 0700993 0700 993 993 993. What do you think of this attempted robbery story? If you are a woman, the number you should be calling is 01465 7190. 01465 7190. It's 9 minutes past 3. Let's talk Lagos. We've got WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. You can share your thoughts as well on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, and Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. What do you think about this attempted robbery story? 0700-993 993. That's our number for our male callers. 0700-993 993. For male callers. For female callers is 01465 7190. Shadrach is in our Moadofing. Hello, Shadrach. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, good to speak with you today.
Good to speak with you as well. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
What do you think of this robbery story?
Well, the robbery story is a sad news, because if these people can actually get that far to the place next to the seat of power, that's to tell you that nobody is actually safe in this country.
You don't think it's a freak incident, that it's just a one-off,
No, I don't see it that way.
Okay.
Because yes, and when we have been talking about these things, and we say that among these officials, the government officials, we have some of them who are the one backing up these people, and that is why they could actually come to that kind of a place and get away from there. Because with all the security apparatus around that place, there's no way, there's no how possible. Okay, is it that they don't have cameras to catch the footage of those people that came for that robbery attempt? And another thing is, on a normal day, I don't feel for them.
Okay.
I won't lie to you. I don't feel for them, because their life is not more than that of any other Nigerians that have been killed carelessly in this insecurity saga that we are in. But the thing is, they are even lucky that they didn't get them this time. If they like, let them put off their thinking cap and do something drastically that is needed to be done. Backing these terrorists for the money that is involved or whatever gain they stand to achieve, it is only when life is preserved that's when you enjoy those things. But when life is taken, every other thing becomes a story. And as for the other stories, you said the Lagos State bringing new buses to face out the okadas. It's a welcome development. I was among those who spoke vehemently against the plan of the government to arrest okada without providing an alternative to the people. And as it is now, the okada rider can actually apply who wants to become a driver of those buses. So I'm seeing it now that there's an alternative. So if they're saying that okada should not be operating, I think I will now support the government on that.
Okay.
And then on Paul Adefarasin, I don't have anything I want to say. As for me, I'm here in Nigeria. I'm here to stay. I will fight for this land. Anybody who has my own plan B is to remain here. And whoever come after me, if I can kill him first, I do.
Biko, don't kill anybody. Shadrach, thank you very much for calling. We've got Peter in Lagos Island on the line. Hello, Peter.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Peter. Yes, I want to comment on that burglary in the house of the chief of staff. I think we are all talking about security every day. You can look at it. If there's such a caliber of person, house will be burgled. Just imagine what an average man house will face, what we are facing. So I think for now it is high time our leaders should see that even they too, they are not even safe in this country if they don't do anything to address this situation that is happening in our country.
All right.
By number two, I want to comment on the banding of Okada and Marwa. I think Lagos State government should think of other better things to do There are all these things. There are some places in Lagos, if you talk on the express, Okada is not good for Okada to be going on express road. But there are some areas which will require Okada and Marwa to get to those places. When we come from work, going to our homes, those buses is saying that we want to introduce in Lagos. They cannot go to those places. So if we go to ban the Okada for some areas, but I think Marwa should be there to convey people to their destinations.
Okay.
So many things to do apart from doing all these things. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Peter, for calling. We've got Adefarasin in Ajah. Hello, Adefarasin. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm Hadassah from Ajah.
Welcome, Hadassah. Go ahead.
In fact, that story of Aso Rock is scary.
Okay.
Because that means even me, the layman, I don't think I can sleep well. If Aso Rock can be attacked, then how about us? But also I'm happy that it happened because the leaders maybe might wake up this time and do something better to better the security of this country. Also, for the second, the bus stuff, I'm happy because Okada have caused a lot of wahala in this Lagos. Okay. Then the third, which without work is dead. So you're saying the truth. Everybody should have a plan B. But I, for one, I would rather stay in my country and fight for it. That's it. Because this country was not made only for a certain group of people. It's for all of us. It's for all religions, all cultures and everything. So if some people want to dominate us, let them come. We'll be ready to fight. That's just how it is.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Hadassah. Now, everybody's very interested in this second story, so let's jump right into it, shall we? In our second story, or for our second story, we'll look at some new policies that the Lagos State government is rolling out in transportation and security. So first, the last mile buses. We talked about them last week. Governor Sanwo-Olu has confirmed that these tiny buses will replace Okada and Kekes on the inner roads. If you're watching our live stream right now, I'm showing you a picture of the buses that I'm talking about. You can see that picture of one of these last mile buses. I'm sure you've seen them on the roads before as well. Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. We've also got Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. We're streaming live on YouTube though, Nigeria Info FM. So the plan is to deploy 5,000 of these baby buses, these ones you're looking at, across the inner roads of the city in the first phase, which starts next week. They're going to roll out 500. In the first phase that starts next week, they'll roll out 500 of these buses. The first question, of course, has to be, will 5,000 last mile buses be enough to cover the demand that Kekes and Okada is filling? Now, we don't have strong data on this, but what I was able to get from the Ministry of Transportation is that in the 7 years between 2010 and 2016, Lagos registered 227,300 new motorcycles and tricycles. That's an average of 32,471 newly registered bikes a year. Now, let's assume that 10% of those were for logistics and company use. Let's assume that at any given time, only 60% of the remaining bikes were actually taking passengers. That leaves us with about 17,000 bikes handling inner road transport in Lagos. And that's not counting the ones from before 2010. No? So the question is, can 5,000 last mile buses do the work of more than 17,000 Okadas and Kekes? Can they provide a good linkage between all our inner roads and the main roads where the BRT goes? And speaking of inner roads, the state government is also cracking down on estate gates. We talked about this a few months ago. Do you remember? Government told estates that it is illegal to lock their gates during the day. If the road in their estate is on a public road, it's illegal to lock the gate during the day. Now, you know how this works. Some roads are not cul-de-sacs. They go through the estate, right? And so the estate will decide to put a front gate and a back gate for security. But the government told the estates that they can only lock those gates at night, between midnight and 5 a.m. So this week, government sent out task force to break and remove any of these gates found locked during the daytime. You can see one of the groups at work on a gate. If you're watching our live stream right now, you're watching a particular group at work on a gate. That video was tweeted by Jibril Gawat, the governor's new media aide. Now, opinions are split. Some people support the government because they say that locking these estate gates during the day adds to traffic jams, also leads to harassment of people just going about their day. But other people say that estates need to lock those gates for security. After all, robbers operate during the day as well. So I want to know which side of the debate you fall under. Which side are you on? Do you think the gates should stay open for traffic, or do you think they should stay closed for security? That should be a poll that goes up on Twitter, by the way. If Deep Boy is listening, I hope he puts it up on Twitter. Should the gates stay open for traffic, or should they stay closed for security? And speaking of security, Governor Sanwo-Olu plans for that as well. He announced 3 things at the Security Stakeholders Forum yesterday. First of all, the state government is going to demolish all shanties in Lagos. Second, they're going to deploy CCTV cameras across the state connected by fiber optics. And third, they will revive the Lagos resident card scheme. Here's what Governor Sanwo-Olu said about that. Quote, "We will be launching the Lagos State Residence Card very soon to ensure that the database of Lagos residents is kept up to date. This database will form a critical part of our security architecture as it will ensure that we know who is who at any point in time." End quote. Now, on this resident card matter, I have a question. Is this not what the NIN is for? Isn't the NIN supposed to prove your identity as well as your address? So if I reside in Lagos, my NIN reflects that. And if so, if the state government wants to know who I am and where I live, they should be able to access that data through my NIN. So bearing that in mind, do you believe a resident card scheme is still needed? And if you think it is still needed, do you think it can be done in an organized way that doesn't stress or penalize Lagosians? I mean, you see what's happening with NIN, right? 0700-993-993-993. Let's talk about these new state policies in general. Do you think 5,000 last mile buses can replace Okada and Keke effectively on our inner roads? I gave you the data to form your opinion. Do you think estates should be allowed to lock their gates during the day? Do you think demolishing shanties will improve security, or do you think it's just going to displace the poorest Lagosians? And finally, is the resident card necessary? Can the state deploy it effectively? Femi is in Festac. Hello, Femi. Thank you very much for calling.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Last mile buses. Are they saying last mile buses would one a mile before you get to your place? If that is what it means, because that's the interpretation I have about it.
Yeah.
Someone would check a mile in a place that is not secure.
No. Not a mile to your place. Like,
Okay.
you know how sometimes you have a bus stop, right?
Yes.
And you take Okada from that bus stop to your house.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of taking that Okada to your house, there are buses that are now plying that your route. So you can now take those buses to your house and to the bus stop.
Very good. Now, my question is, availability of these buses, first of all, it will be an issue. 2, you don't wipe away a thing with the hope of bringing a solution to it. Bring a solution, run the solution side by side. Over time, if the solution is better than the current, the one that is coming to solve that problem will automatically phase out what that problem. Okadas did not spring up just ordinarily because of somebody just started buying Okadas into Lagos or other parts of Lagos. It's because population grew over time. People were so many on the road, and there were no much buses to take care of this. And people go short distances that will take them from one point to another, which Okadas and Keke Marwa, if I remember the name very well as a kid then, Keke Marwa came to solve those so-called last mile issues, which will take you closest to your house. So now, if you are bringing those other solutions, will these solutions effectively replace these? I can take a bike from the front of my house for security reasons where I reside in Surulere. Sometimes issues happen suddenly that they tend to call us at work that be careful when you're coming or there's a fight at social place. There's a fight. Will last mile buses solve this problem? Because I would have to still wait at these bus stops, which I am still going to be vulnerable to attack. You understand? Well, let's leave that. The other issue, residence card. Let me talk about that. Yes, there was a time it was done, and I did a residency card then. I don't know. They never used it for anything up to date.
Did you pay for it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It was free of charge, absolutely free.
What was the process like?
I was at the local government in Festac then on 41 Road. Then we enlisted. It wasn't this popular then, though. We just did it for, let's just do it as at that time. And I had it. I don't know if it's the same one or we are going to have to do another one all over again. So it's good for identity's sake, but if it's going to go through the process of what NIN is putting people through, now, I would not accept, because we're in a pandemic, we're still battling, trying to battle and escape what is going on in the world presently. Any form of gathering, any form of coming here to do this and do that, it would not work because it's not going to be safe for the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Femi, thank you very much for calling. Now, we've got about 1 minute before we have to go off on a break. But let me fill that minute with your messages on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. So far, we've talked about the Lagos State government's plans, new policies for transportation and for security. And we've also talked about the attempted robbery on the home of the president's chief of staff, Ibrahim Gambari. His media aide, Garba Shehu, president's media aide, confirmed the attack in a tweet after People's Gazette, an online newspaper, broke the story. People's Gazette claimed that the robberies took place on Sunday and that the robberies were actually successful. Now, after People's Gazette tweeted a link to their story, that's when Garba Shehu came forward to say it was an attempt and it wasn't successful. But this was after the president's new media aide tweeted that it was a lie, that it was fake news. Now, for our second story, the Lagos State government is deploying 5,000 baby buses for last mile operations. And then they're also removing estate gates because they are causing traffic. They believe they're causing traffic. They are also ensuring that Lagos residents now carry resident ID cards. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you yet to register for your JAMB, UTME, and direct entry exams? What are you waiting for? Now you can purchase your
If anyone ever asks you for your banking app, password, or PIN, your card PIN, or the 3 numbers on the back of your card, your Pay ID, or answers to your security questions, do not give it to them. These details are private and highly confidential. They must never be shared. Stay smart. Don't lose your money to scammers. This message is from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the bank of the free. Download Kuda on the Play Store or the App Store and open an account to enjoy free banking.
Welcome back to your number 1 talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 3:28 right now, and Paul Adefarasin says Nigerians should have a plan to jackpot. That's our third story. Now, of course, you know that he's the senior pastor of House on the Rock, and this Sunday he preached a sermon at the church headquarters that has gotten the whole country talking. We're going to play it for you on Facebook as well. But if you cannot get on Facebook and YouTube to watch, Facebook Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube Nigeria Info FM, here is the audio of what he said.
Christ, I bring you greetings from Pastor Ifai, who's busy taking care of a frontier of our world and preparing our escape routes. If you don't have a plan B, I know you have faith, but I have faith too, but I have a plan B. And with technology, I can speak to you from anywhere in the world. Get yourself a plan B, whether that's an okada to Cameroon, or a flying boat or speedboat as we call them, to Seme-Border, or, a hole in the ground, a bunker. Get a plan B, because these people are crazy. They're nutters, the whole bunch of them. And wait and watch the signs, because it can happen like this. God.
There you have it. This story is very self-explanatory, so I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to ask you what you think. Do you agree with Adefarasin that everybody should have a plan B? Is it possible for everybody to have a plan B? Do you have a plan B? What is it? What about the people around you? I'm sure you're like me and you know a lot of people who have left or who are about to leave or who are making plans. But how about the other people? Has the number of people you know with a plan B increased or decreased in recent times? I was in the mall yesterday buying groceries for my family, and there was this lady who was speaking on the phone, and she was very, animated, and she was saying, it's like you heard now. You see what Pastor Paul said, we have to have plan B. And I was like, oh my God. See influence, see impact. And I wonder, did hearing Paul Adefarasin say that make you start rethinking some of your plans? Or are you going to stay? Are you going to fight for this country? This country that we all love. 0700993 993 01465 7190. That's our number for women. 01465 7190. Our number for men is 0700993 993. Yes, you can talk about the other stories as well. So first of all, do you think that the resident cards are necessary? Do you think that these estate gates should be allowed to be locked during the day? Or do you think that they are contributing to traffic? Let's talk to Chinasa in Aja. Hello, Chinasa. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, hello, Sandra. How are you?
I'm very well. Welcome.
Thank you. I really love what he said, though, Plan B. I like it.
Okay. Do you have a plan B?
Of course. Am I going to sit down here and let this bunch of, I don't know what to call them, kill off? 10% of these people are holding on to our economy. What's wrong? People are hungry. People are suffering. We don't even know. You get up each day or you tune on your radio, bad news. Somebody is dying, innocent souls. Look at a bunch of politicians. I don't understand.
So what's your plan B?
I have a plan B now.
So what's your plan B?
Sandra, I won't make I tell you my plan B.
Tell me now.
No, not so. Na radio we do. I don't tell you my plan B.
Whisper to me. Nobody go hear. Whisper to me. Nobody go hear.
I put chatter Kekes with my suitcases and I get only one picking. Put that all of us go from where they call this state now. Cotonou here, we move to Ivory Coast. From there we can reach Kenya or Uganda. Not so now. We have to pass border. I don't need to fly. See me. And Sandra, one needs to have a plan B. The way Nigeria is going, if they can go to Aso Rock, me and you where they walk out for street. Please, man, I don't like this thing. This country is no, Sandra. I don't know we're going forward or we're going backward. I don't understand. We're just at a standstill. What about our kids? Are we going to leave them here to go through all this stress? No, I can't keep my son here to go through the stress. No, it's not going to happen.
Chinasa, thank you very much for calling. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon. My name is Joy. How are you, Sandra?
I'm very well, Joy. Thank you for calling.
Yes. So I'm in support of Adefarasin. Totally in support of him.
Okay.
Yes. So I already have that plan before now. To have a plan B. Yes.
What's your
plan B? My own plan B. It's not to jackpot. And plan B might also mean different things to different people.
Yeah.
You can have your machine gun in your house. When they come, you fire them.
No,
yes.
because gun is illegal in Nigeria. Don't possess gun.
Yes, no. What I'm saying, Sandra, when that time comes, illegality will not be there anymore. Because all you want to do, you are fighting for yourself, for your life.
There will be no time. Don't you think that we're being a bit alarmist? Don't you think we're being a bit alarmist?
No, Sandra, this is how it starts. We'll just be there and be quiet and say everything's going to be fine, this, that, and you're not even seeing light at the end of the tunnel. It should just come to you like a film. So it's better you just get yourself prepared. For me, it's for me to look for a way to just move out with my family. That's just it. And for Lagos State government, whatever they want to do, fine. If they want to take away Okada or Marua or whatever, that's their business. My own issue with Lagos State, and everybody should know that, is Agbero. They should take away Agbero. Agbero from Lagos. Everything will be fine. All these things, whatever, Okada, this. That's not my own. Okay, Sandra.
Thank you very much for calling, Mama. We've got tweets. All right, on Twitter, we have that poll going on. So here's what people on Twitter are voting. They're saying that the estate gates should be closed for security. 78% of the voters so far say that the estate gates should be closed for security. 21% have voted, though, that the gates should be opened because of traffic. Remember, that's one of the things that we talked about on today's Big Three. Now, we've got more messages on Twitter. Let's take a look at some of them. Kenneth says, I will be happy if... Okay, no, we're not going to take that comment. It's Kiki Brown says, the robbery attack shows the level of insecurity in the country. Nowhere and no one is safe any longer. We all have to be vigilant at every point. All right, then. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. You're calling the number for women. Go and call the number for men. 0700-993-993-993. That's your number. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How you doing,
Sandra? I'm good. What's
your
name?
Shade.
Hi, Shade.
Yes. So, Paul Adefarasin, I'm just hearing the full thing just now. But, he did say your plan B could be a bunker in your house, like a hard room. What's that room? Cold room, whatever that room is. Not cold room, so you want to squeeze yourself. Like the room that you have, for safety.
Yeah, bunker, yeah.
So, yes. So, I'm actually thinking of having that, but unfortunately, I can't implement it right now where I am.
Okay, why?
So that would be my plan B. I'm not planning on leaving the country.
Okay.
So, as you can tell, I did leave. I'm back, so I actually want to work and make this place work. I do think I think there's great opportunity here. Nigeria is not at the last end yet. So we can work it out. We can
come back from the edge. We can walk it back.
Yes. Yes. As long as we haven't gone over the edge. There's still where there's life, there's hope. Anyways, yes. And then with the residency card, is it the same as the Lashra card? Because I think that's what he's referring to, the governor. I hope so. I never got mine because I just thought it was another.
You thought it was what?
I thought it was another imitation, like another repeating. You're just going around giving our data out, right? So I never got the Lashra. But I do know that if you need to get some things in Lagos State, they do ask
for that ID card.
Yes, that Lashra card.
I see.
I think that's same as a resident. To the Okada stuff, I really hope they will ban them. But, we got to think of everyone and how their usefulness. I would hope that they would think about registering them. Because so far I haven't heard that. Try to register some of them, give them numbers, give them things like that. In addition to this new last mile buses and stuff, things, just something that will make it easier for everyone that is in Lagos State, at least as of right now. Not just make it easy for some certain group, for every person in Lagos State, as long as you're doing legitimate business. So I would hope the government would think about more options in regards to Okada, even though I hate them with a passion. But hey, I'm not the only one living in Lagos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have a good day.
Shade, thank you very much for calling. I love when she calls. We've got Sheun Olota who says, I don't attend the pastor's church. He was speaking figuratively, but is he saying nonsense that these guys are a bunch of crazy people? How many clerics have been encouraging people to keep praying to save a dead and abusive marriage? All right, Sheun Olota, thank you very much for your message. Abi, he's saying that if people can pray to save a dead marriage, why can't we pray to save Nigeria? Sandra, my name is OC, listening from Canada. The Asa Rock robbery is the final interpretation of insecurity. I support Pastor Paul. Sandra, if you want to have a clue of how Nigerians are planning to jackpot, enter nairaland.com. That's where I understood. Last year, I moved, and I don't regret it at all. If you have the means, please move. OC, thank you very much for listening to us from Canada. And congratulations on your move. We've got Annie in Otta who says, Sandra, I don't have a plan B. God drowned Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea. That same God will show up for the helpless like us. Keep up the good work, Sandra. The Lagos State government talking about a card again. Please, what about the Lazra that most of us have? Duplicated efforts and waste in the name of innovation. Adetunji, thank you very much for your message. I've got Babatunde Fasanyo from Ijuota in Ogun State who says, Sandra, I'm shaking my head ferociously by the response of your callers about Plan B. Tears dropped off my eyes. A nation so blessed but being ruled by utterly insincere and inconsiderate people. My younger brother moved away from Nigeria a few years ago and I salute his courage and decision. I nearly moved myself, but my plan is to send my children away abroad. No hope, Sandra. It's pathetic and hopeless. My God. This is like, I have goosebumps. Like, it's so sad what I'm reading and what I'm hearing. I have goosebumps. Oh, no. Come on. Come on, people. Come on, man. Okay, we've got more messages here. Sandra, have you been to Mafoluku, Ewititun Oja, okay? For over 5 years, no bus plies that route again from Oshodi because of abandoned bad roads. Hence, Okada and Kekes is what commuters use to get to their homes. I hope the last mile bus will be flying. All right. Sandra, total ban of Okada in Lagos will not reduce crime in Lagos. If former Governor Fashola can do the street naming across length and breadth of Lagos, while Sanwo-Olu can fix street camera across Lagos as well. Okay. And then he says, Danfo, Uber, and Marwa are being used to commit crime. So are they going to ban those as well? That's a message from Olusoji in Alimosho. Olusoji, thank you very much for your message. We've got Martin in Bagada who's been waiting for a while. Hello, Martin.
Hello, Sandra.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, a couple of one after the estate gate. I think the estate people are taking this gate too far. There was an estate. They don't allow commercial vehicles to pass through.
Okay.
Just that year, and it's government roads. They just put gates on the road. If you have their commercial vehicle, you can't pass through that estate. It's not they're not the ones that build the road though. It's government roads. They put gates and put law. You know, that's one. If you are carrying goods, any vehicle carrying goods, pick up, they won't allow you pass through.
Okay.
They won't. So that's really bad. They should demolish all these things because the truth of the matter is this: if the whole Lagos is open, everybody will wake up. This idea of some people are safe and others are not safe is what is causing this insecurity. That's one. After the issue of Lazarus, in Nigeria, we like to major in the minor. For example, you have ID, you have passport, you have national ID card, you have driver's license. Yet Lagos State must do their own Lazarus. Is it because they want to give contract to some people or what?
Well, it's the same Lazarus card. The governor said they are reviving the scheme. So perhaps those who don't have will have to get it.
So what difference will it make? If I have a Lazarus card and I stay in number 4 George Street, 6 months later I move to Bagada, are they going to give me a new card? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It is for identity. So I'm living in Bagada this okay, and then I got a job and I moved to what's it called? Ikorodu. Are they going to take the Lazarus card? I have a national ID card that identifies me. What advantage with a Lazarus card is for me? What? You know, we're wasting money. Then on the issue of insecurity, of the matter is, everybody is happy that this Asuro. Fine. I mean, it just shows that insecurity is spreading round and round and round and round. It's the way Nigeria is now. Let me talk on the plan. The way Nigeria is now, everybody has a plan. Everybody has a plan. Just that, if we to start that, if I meet you one, you go tell me your plan. I know you are presenting. Everybody has a plan. Thank you very much.
All right, Martin, thank you very much. I don't have a plan B. My plan is to stay here in Nigeria and, report the stories and hold government accountable through you. We've got Olamide Joel Alao on Facebook who says, my plan B is Malaysia. I'm glad I did. I remit over 2.1 million naira back to Nigeria monthly. Nigeria is horrible. The last time I came, I had to part with $50 before I could leave the airport. Let's not talk of police brutality and the likes. Those that want to stay are entrepreneurs, media people like you, Sandra, or members of the corrupt 10%. Not a mechanical engineer like me that wants to flourish. That's a message from Olamide in Borneo Island. So me, I'm part of 10%. Oh no, media people like me. Okay, I can't go now. Somebody has to report the stories. We've got Godwin who says, what does the Lagos state government want from residents? Lazra card is not enough. Let them now come up with resident ID card. It's the same thing, I think. Resident needs stable electricity, drinkable water, and roads, not card everywhere. Oche Godwin Tassiti, thank you for your message. Joseph Madwabuchi says, as for me, if I have the chance to speak with these killers, I'll ask them. Okay, I can't take that message. We've got Ifanyi who says, let government build garages where public buses can park and pick up passengers conveniently. Sandra, we've got, that's a message from Chooks in Eba. Chooks says that, does lockdown affect international travel? There's no lockdown. That's inaccurate. There is no lockdown. The restrictions that were announced were already in place. Federal government just said that they are extending it indefinitely. They are not announcing new restrictions. So, for instance, the restrictions before were maximum 50 people gathering in a place. Restrictions before were be careful which countries you're traveling to. Restrictions before were bars and clubs and recreational centers to remain closed, right? But unfortunately, in some places, they used to open and then they would bribe police to get away or things like that. The fact that was happening doesn't mean that the government lifted the restrictions. The restrictions had always been in place. We've got more messages coming in via WhatsApp. Ola from New York City says, Sandra, I made my plan B immediately I finished my NYSC. Now I'm grateful to God for making me think of plan B. I feel like these people that are messaging us from abroad are just trolling us. Like, don't message us from abroad. Stay in your abroad, please. We've got more people who are sending us messages here. That is just absolutely true. Get yourself prepared to move out of the country or stay and protect yourself. Now, I have to remind you that it's still illegal to carry guns in Nigeria. It's illegal to do that. So you can't even carry a gun. It's illegal to do that. So, that shouldn't be part of your plan, because you can't say to the police when they catch you with a gun, oh, I'm carrying it for my protection. They're not licensing guns for private use anymore. Now, if you just tuned into the show, hello. Today, we've talked about the robbery attempt on the home of the president's chief of staff. People's Gazette broke the story, and then Garba Shehu confirmed it. And then, but before Garba Shehu confirmed it, the president's new media aide, Bashir Ahmed, said it was fake news, right? Now, Garba Shehu says it was an attempt, but People's Gazette is reporting that the robbery was actually successful. For our second story, Lagos wants to put out 5,000 small buses to replace Okada and Keke on the inner roads. We showed you the buses on our live stream. The plan is to start phase 1 next week by deploying 500 buses, and then like that until they do the 5,000 baby buses across the inner roads in Lagos. Then I also talked about the crackdown on estate gates. I also showed you that video on our Facebook live feed. We talked about it a few months ago. Government told estates that it's illegal to lock their gates during the day. If the road, if the road to the gate, if the gate is on a public road, then you shouldn't lock it. Now, again, you know how it works. Some roads are not cul-de-sacs. They go through the estate. And some estates close these doors because, well, robberies happen during the day as well. But government has said to them, well, closing these gates cause traffic. So leave them open during the day and then lock them at night. And that's one of the things that the Lagos state government is doing to ease traffic in the city. Now, for security, the government has plans for that as well. They want the state to demolish all shanties. Do you think that demolishing shanties will do anything for the security situation in the state? And then they also want to deploy CCTV cameras across the state. And then they want to revive the Lagos resident card scheme. That's LASRA. Everybody's been asking. That's what that is. Now, on this matter with resident cards, I was also asking about NINs. If you have an NIN, do you still need to get a resident ID card? And that was our second story. For our final story, Paul Adefarasin says Nigerians should have a plan to jagba, have a plan B. That's what he said. If you're watching on Facebook, we played the video for you. If you didn't hear when we played it the first time, well, here you go.
Price, I bring you greetings from Pastor Ifai, who's busy taking care of a frontier of our world and preparing our escape routes. If you don't have a plan B, I know you have faith, but I have faith too, but I have a plan B. And with technology, I can speak to you from anywhere in the world. Get yourself a plan B, whether that's an okada to Cameroon, or a flying boat or speedboat as we call them, to semi-border, or a hole in the ground, a bunker. Get a plan B, because these people are crazy. They're nutters, the whole bunch of them. And wait and watch the signs, because it can happen like this. God.
All right, then. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Emperor.
Welcome, Emperor. 3 stories. Which one do you want to talk about?
All the stories. Briefly.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I support Pastor Paul Adefarasin. You must have plan B in life. All our leaders, they have plan B. That is why their children, the members of their families, they all reside abroad. It is very few of them that have their children that schools in Nigeria. So their plan B is to have a better education, better security, better medical treatment for the members of their family. That is their plan B. In fact, I will say it is plan A. Plan B is being in Nigeria when they needed political appointment. So as a common Nigerian, I support plan B. Myself, I have plan B. And my plan B is Ghana. So if there is any eventuality, which I pray it will not happen, I will relocate to Ghana. Then, the insecurity in Nigeria is alarming. The burglary attempt or the attack on the chief of staff of the president is also an attack on the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because his residence is very close to the seat of power. So whatever that has made it possible for these enemies to gain entrance into his house means that we are in danger, great danger. And we have to accept it and face the reality, and then now profile a solution how to tackle our problem. Then number 3, I support the Lagos State 100%. The okadas should be banned. If you look at the way these people ride on the road, it's dangerous. And they constitute security risk in Lagos. Many people that have been caught as snatchers and armed robbers uses okada to operate. So I support what the Lagos State government is doing. Kudos to him, and may he continue in this way. Jesus will bless him. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling.
My name is Meg.
Hi, Meg.
I was actually at that service when Pastor Paul was talking about the Plan B.
Okay.
We didn't even need him to tell us. This is what everybody has. I would have gone since, but for my 79-year-old mother, who has me as her only daughter, and the thought of just leaving her in Nigeria and jackpotting to somewhere is what keeps me here daily. But that we don't have a Plan B is a lie. Most of us have a Plan B. Plan B to health. I'm sure you've heard about Chef Peju's death. If she had had a Plan B, she probably would not have died out of medical negligence. So Pastor Paul's call for Plan B is the reality of our day, is the reality of our time. Hear the story today, 2 days after he said what he said in church on Sunday. Attack at Aso Rock, close to the villa. How do you explain this? What country? It's like going to, oh wow! I can't even believe some of the things I hear. So Plan B, unfortunately, is real. We all do need Plan B. We have a generator as a backup for failed electricity supply. We have a second car to a first car not starting the next morning. So in fact, on our lives, all around our lives, there's always something that is a Plan B. That's the truth of the matter. And so there's nothing wrong with what he has said, and I would do what he has said when the time is appropriate. Education is zero. My children cannot go to university in Nigeria because you are not sure of the quality of education that they have. So we all have to save towards a Plan B.
All right, then. I have to take a break. Thank you for calling, Meg.
You yet to register for your JAM UTME and direct entry exams? What are you waiting for? Now you can purchase your PIN on Remita or in to www.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Meg, sorry about that, abrupt end to the conversation. Sometimes when we have to go, we have to go. It's like when you're holding like pee and you're really looking for a restroom, and you're like, oh my God. So the very first one you find, you just get in there like, that's how it is with these ads. We've got a message here. Who says, Sandra, I don't have Plan B, but in case you have plans to Jack Barbiko, put me inside your bag. I do not have plans to Jabba. I am right here. Some of us have to stay here. We've got Francis who says, Sandra, please, do you have an idea where we can apply for the Lagos State Resident ID? Well, as soon as that information is available, I will share it. Sandra, you were one of the people crying blue murder when Lagos State announced the ban on Okada on some Lagos roads about 2 years ago. Otunuga says, yes, Otunuga, I am still one of the people crying blue murder because I understand what the transportation situation is like. Right. And if you pay attention to one of the questions I was asking today, the question is, can these 5,000 last mile buses replace Okada and Keke effectively on our inner roads? I mean, you've heard people who have called in and said some parts of Lagos are not motorable, period. The only people who go on these roads are Okada and Keke. So what's the plan for them? Will these last mile buses fly? Are 5,000 last mile buses even enough? How does it affect the traffic situation in Lagos as currently is? I shared data with you to help you form your opinion. So, no, my blue murder then is my blue murder now. We've got somebody who says, my plan B is to stay and fight for myself and my family. I don't have money to go anywhere. Someone like me that I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. So the plan B is to fight, because I know it's coming to that very soon. Olarawaju says, there's no fight coming. Calm down. I think we're all being too alarmist. Yes, the security situation is dire, but we are on the edge and we can be pulled back from the edge. I believe that. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that all it will take is for, instead of us to all give up and latch onto a plan B, to do what we need to do, which is get these leaders to work. We know that they can work when they want to work. Look what happened with NSAS protesters. So when it's in their interest to work, they do it. We need to make them see that a Nigeria that is safe for all of us, a Nigeria that works for all of us, is in their interest. How do we do that? We start with the people that we, whether you voted or not, or elected to be in these houses of legislation to represent us, because they are the ones who are supposed to hold the executive accountable. The country is on the edge, but it can be pulled back. And we can't pull it back from the abroad or from bunkers. On that note, let's bring you business news. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, Lagos, and these are your hard facts.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.